This message is for my chosen ones and light workers. If you have noticed or if you have struggled throughout your lives or during this period in time receiving what you give out in return, you are not alone, and you are not being punished for past deeds. I will decipher the reasons why this is happening, especially if you identify as a chosen one or a light worker and a healer, and the different ways and choices in how you can go about this and alleviate yourself from this energy or learn to manage this better and or properly in order to operate in this physical 3D world more comfortably. The reason why this is happening with you is because you are giving and supporting those with your energy to those who don't truly see you fully. Therefore, they cannot value you properly. They don't see you fully, they don't recognize you fully, because they don't have the capacity to meet you where you are. They have yet to experience what you have experienced and the lessons that you have learned and implemented in your life within your subconscious and conscious mind. This does not necessarily mean these are bad people. It just means that they don't have the full capacity and the full understanding to return the same energy exchange as you. They are only unaware of themselves and therefore not always aware of the external. And as a chosen one and a light worker, you carry that healing energy, and not everyone will have that or be able to cultivate that energy and return that type of exchange. And as a healer, you are more sensitive to energy than others. Therefore, you can feel and sense energy deeper than others. You comprehend energy very well. Only those who have met themselves on that level will be able to see the true and whole spectrum of you, what you give out, and your value. These are the people that will be able to give you that similar energy exchange and reflect all the goodness and the light within you back. Therefore, those who have yet to learn the lessons and the experiences required to operate in the higher realm and the highest levels cannot reciprocate and give back your returns. And the reason why I'm explaining this is because we must be aware of this scenario and this dynamic so that we can have the proper mindset for ourselves as more aligned, more balanced, and healthier in order for us to better cope with the outside world. Because I am aware as chosen ones, light workers, healers, and empaths, we can have a tendency to get down on ourselves or be hard on ourselves. The tendency to blame ourselves only because we always search for our answers within ourselves. So many of us have the tendency to think we are doing something wrong and that we can fix the wrong and make it right. Such as diminishing our value, dimming our light because no one else can see it and recognize it fully because they cannot comprehend it fully. And at this point in the journey, we are beyond that point of keeping ourselves small. So now that you know and can understand these behaviors, there are different ways where we can approach and or deal with these type of dynamics and or energy. Moving forward, what you need to realize and anchor in is that this behavior should not be taken personal. If someone can't recognize your value in what you do for them, it is not a you problem. It is their ability to see that is lacking. The lack is not on your part. In fact, we have always been those who overgive and be self-sacrificing, that we are no longer those old versions of ourselves. So how do we move forward with this awareness? In truth, it depends on how you feel personally about it and on what level are you on currently. Life happens, and sometimes we are in a more sensitive and vulnerable time than others. You can choose the path in which you continue to give and be your authentic self to everyone you encounter, regardless if people appreciate, recognize, or return your efforts, your energy, and your time. This method will only work if you are completely detached from the idea of receiving something in return and truly grounded and anchored in within your truth of who you are as a person, knowing your own value, and anything outside of you cannot disrupt your belief and your personal power. This method will not always be easy to maintain and remain consistent because you must develop deep strength to withstand and uphold this truth. After all, we are still having a human experience, in which there can be waves of time in which we are down on ourselves or not feeling in our full power, in which may lead to victimizing ourselves when people don't acknowledge and or appreciate the energy we give out freely. And this path and this method requires you to ignore completely the feedback of the external and internally focus on your truth and your belief in you completely. And if you decide to choose this method, if you are becoming drained at all from taking this approach, then that is a clear sign this method is not working for you. And at some point, you are feeling a type of way for not receiving the recognition and appreciation you feel you deserve on some level. It may not always work. It may only not work in certain occasions or environments. You must decipher for yourself. You can choose the path of selection and gauge who is deserving of receiving the light in which you carry by gauging and recognizing the true characters of those around and becoming more selective in your exchange so that you are not left vulnerable and or drained energetically. And when you are deciphering and recognizing the true characters of those around you, this is not in a place of judgment, but in a place of operating in truth and just recognizing, seeing those around you for who they truly are and being honest and where these people are in their journey and in their own healing. This is the method and the path of acceptance. Accepting the people around you for who they are with whatever shortcomings and whatever flaws they may have. When you realize the truth of people, they seldom have power over you in any way. And when your discernment has been made, you act accordingly. This is not a manipulation. This is an act from an honest judgment zone. Do not allow people to mislabel what you are doing so that you can protect, serve, and conserve your own energy. Another method you can choose is to completely disengage and detach from those who are not operating within the same conscious level as you. You can do this by energetically blocking those who are not in alignment, by establishing boundaries and energetic boundaries so that those who are not aligned will pick up on the fact that you don't want to engage with them any further than what you must. To establish energetic boundaries, you can just visualize and imagine a distance and space between you and whatever you'd like a boundary with. You don't always have to speak out on your boundary. You can communicate it through your energy. In simpler terms, you can simply just ignore anything that you don't want to give your energy towards. For an example, if you are aware someone is trying to get your attention negatively, you can simply ignore that person's whole existence and it will not touch you. The negative energy will not touch you. It will not impact you negatively. And that is how we mind our own business and keep our energy clean and healthy in order to use our energy in the way that will be most valuable to us and our mission. Thanks for listening and receiving this message. Please take what you need and let go of the rest. If you have enjoyed this content and it resonates, please support in any way you can. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel. If you're interested in working with me as a life coach, or if you need more information about my coaching services and specialties, I'd be happy to give you more information. Please email me. My email is down below, and I wish for all to find what they're seeking.